Welcome back to the channel, and let's talk about Spanish knives today. And you see there's a lot of them in front of you, and not all of them of course are Spanish, but I just wanted to kind of sum up in this video, let's say, what are the Spanish knives, the most common ones which you will see in Spain in knife shops, in gift shops, what's worth buying, what's just as a souvenir, and that kind of thing. Here I also have some knives to compare just for you. So hopefully this video will not be very long, because I'm not gonna dive deep into the history and design and blah blah blah. No, let's just talk about what's worth buying in Spain. I'm going there next week. I already been there many times. I already bought a lot of Spanish knives. Here you'll see what they are. First and most common knife types which you will see in Spain in souvenir shops would be Navajas. And again, I'll make a separate video what Navaja is and the history and so on. I have a few. But what you will see a variety of Navaja types, and including the prices for them. They start from those ones like a very cheap ones, which are just over maybe 10 euros, with the different styles and different blade shapes, different handles, and they go up in the price very quickly if the quality goes up. Some of them are mass production, some of them are like a handmade single pieces just for collectors, and of course they cost more. So I kind of don't advise you to buy those cheap ones, because they are I'm not sure about the quality and where they made. So those cheap ones, they may even say like Albacete, but in reality I have no idea where they made. They probably made in China and just rebranded for the sale to the tourists, something like that. So that's thing number one. Thing number two, of course, if you go up the price, you will get something a little bit more fancy, something like this. That's of course the replica of old style Navaja, and again we'll talk about it maybe in a separate video of what it is, but it's way nicer type of knife for the collection. Again, it is more or less a tourist quality, I would call it this way, but at least it looks interesting, and it kind of has those old style elements in the design of the handle, and of course it has some sort of a custom handmade etching here, all the decorations for the blade. Those ones, of course, they will go for over 100 euros easily, depending on the number of decorations and the quality of the build and so on and so forth. So that's your specific decision what to buy or not, if you want to spend that much money just for knife in the collection. I have this Navaja. It is on my display shelf, and I think it's beautiful, and it attracts attention. Every time I show my display box with the knives to some guests, they like, oh, what's that? Is it like a real like ancient knife? Like, no, that's replica, but I agree, it does look very pretty and interesting. Okay. Another type of Spanish knife which you will see in the stores would be something like a sheepsfoot blade type of styles like this, knives like this. And again, those are very simple, cheap pocket knives. They are quote unquote called like a sailor's knives, something like this. Those ones you see, that's called J.J. Martinez, Santa Cruz, both from the same company, and they say inoxidable. This one says made in Spain in Spanish, which is, I like it. Again, they are not expensive. They are of poor to average quality type of knives, but again, they represent Spain with those type of blades. Sheepsfoot blade, they are not just in Spain, in that region, in Portugal as well. A lot of knives, they come with the sheepsfoot blade, just because of tradition, whatever it is. That's the Portuguese knife, which I also have with a similar style of blade. Whatever. Also, you will get anything in between, traditional and modern. There will be a lot of knives in most of the knife shops, which would be like made in Spain, multiple companies. For example, this one is Joker, Replica, that's the style of a knife. Again, it's a kind of like a Navaja style anyway, but it's a little bit up in the quality. It has nice horn handles, lock, usable knife, usable pocket knife, still with like a traditional flavor of whatever Europe and Spain. It says made in Spain, steel type, and so on. You will get them, again, the price range would be anywhere from tens of dollars up to hundreds and so on. This one I think was a little bit over 50 euros back in the day. And okay, Navajas, they are everywhere. They are like Albacete, Andalusia, and of course the all the other regions, they're there. Specific to Barcelona region, this type of knife is quite common. Not exactly this one. This one's a little bit more expensive model, but this would be very, very distinctive regional knife from that Catalonia region. It's company Payaris in that place. Solsona, I think that's the name of a town where they still make them. It is called Navaja Busa. It's a traditional style of knife, of pocket knife for that region specifically. And they call them, especially in Barcelona, in that region, they call those knives electrician knife. Why? Maybe because of a plastic handle, because I still wouldn't call it electrician knife. I wouldn't touch any live wire with this blade because the electricity will go back into the pins and you will get shocked if you don't hold this knife only by the plastic, but again, it's useless. But anyway, if you know why this knife is called electrician knife, for like really why, not just because of the plastic handles, let me know. I would be very interested to find it out. I couldn't get this question answered when I was there the last time. But anyway, this is Navaja Busa, and as you can see, I have 3 of those. I have the one with the wooden handle. This one's very, very, very nice. Carbon blade, very thin blade, very thin profile of a knife, and of course that's just a slip joint. I bought it again as a souvenir for a little bit over 10 years, but it's a very, very nice and light traditional style pocket knife, which you actually can use. Why not? It's a nice utility knife, a little bit of that. And of course, this one is for collection. It's more pricier. Navaja Busa with the horn handles and the mosaic pin. That's not a pin, like an inlay. I just have it for collection, but they are a little bit more rare, harder to find. But if you find one, you're okay to spend, I think it's over 50 euros for this kind of knife. That's for your collection as well. So again, Navaja Busa, Navaja. I have a few, just for comparison, a few like a modern style Navajas, as you can see. Some makers, they mimic this style because it's distinctive. It's very nice. People kind of like it, and it's usable in some form. So this one, of course, you probably know it's a Kershaw. This one's Riyadh Starboy, designed by Tashi Baruche, one of the knife designers. And by the way, I think he is inspired by those traditional designs. This is his design as well, Tashi Baruch design, but I think it's his implementation of Navaja Busa, more or less, in the modern form. That kind of comparison is here. Okay, so those are your pocket knives from Spain. Let's quickly talk about what else you can typically get. You can get quite good ones, kitchen knives. Especially, I personally like this company, Arcos. They make relatively good knives for the price. They're not expensive. For example, this one, I liked it because it has this blue micarta handle. I bought it last year, still using it. Of course, they have different ones. They have black handle. They have other styles of knives with full bolster. If you're talking about kitchen knives with like good quality kitchen knives. Of course, full line of those knives are there, including utility knives, chef's knives, even steak knives. I don't remember. So they definitely have steak knives, Navaja style chef steak knives, which I have at home, and I think I have a video of them somewhere, somewhere on my channel. As well as this is very specific knife to Spain. Also, as you can see, it's from the same company, just a little bit different, more like a vintage style construction, but it's a Hamon knife. The purpose of this knife is to be slicing the Hamon leg, full leg of Hamon on a stand, and you slice with this knife those tiny like very thin layers, very thin slices of Hamon to eat, and you use the special pinchers to take them. I do have this as well. I do have Hamon stand. I don't have Hamon at the moment to show you, but this is a very nice, very thin and flexible Hamon knife, as you see. So it's usable for something else. If you buy it as a souvenir, of course, you can use it to slice ham or something else, but specifically this is for Hamon. It has this heel here, so you can start you slice very precisely and then pull it back and forth and have a very thin slice of Hamon, and it's flexible. If you hit the bone, it will kind of flex and will allow you to go all, like around the bone in it when you slice it. So that's another very Spanish knife to have in your collection, or maybe in your kitchen if you want to use it. So this would be Arcos kitchen knife. And finally, there are some knives which are more like regional to Spain. So for example, this one is Canary knife from Canary Islands. This traditional knife of that shape. This one again is a very touristic quality, very simple knife. The distinctive feature of this knife is this type of layered or stacked up handle with like this oval shape and a rear bolster, and they'll also have this type of heel of the blade. I bought it again as a souvenir. This one was not expensive at all. There are better ones. There are better quality canary knives out there. Of course, they will be more expensive if you can find them, or maybe you can find them in the mainland Spain, or if you go to those islands, you maybe will be able to find them somewhere over there. But again, that's another regional Spanish knife which worth mentioning. It doesn't worth its own special review, but it's definitely worth mentioning maybe as a part of this video. So I think that's about it. Without jumping too much into history of Navaja knives and so on, here are a few examples for you. Let me know if you have any questions. I do have few videos to post about specific knife shops in Barcelona area, for example. And again, I will post them with some like reviews, what you can get there, what they're specializing at. So that's thing number one for you. And then finally, what else? I think that's about it. Let me know again if you have any questions about Spanish knives. I do want to make more in-depth reviews for this knife as well. Compare it to other kitchen knives. I think it's a very interesting knife from a value point of view. And again, keep traveling, keep buying knives. I think it's an enjoyable thing. Keep cooking if you like it, and learn the history a little bit more about that if you can, with me, with my help, and I'll be again, glad to help. Thank you for watching. See you soon.